people have become millionaires and how many people have gotten out of debt and how many people have increased their generosity and how many people have saved their marriage that was about to fall apart over money. I'm pretty convinced now that on these money subjects, if you're upset by what I say, it's probably because you need to change.
Dave Ramsey is changing to a new time. Weeknights 9 to midnight starting November 1st.
AM 1680, The Answer.
Hello, baby.
By popular demand, Dick Delgado's Rhythm Roundup Oldies Show is moving to Sundays from 3 to 5 p.m. All your favorites from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. 2 full hours of the perfect cruising music to wrap up your weekend with the legendary Richard the Lion, Dick Delgado. So grab your hula hoop and slick back your hair for this sentimental trip through the valley. The Rhythm Roundup with Dick Delgado. Sundays 3 to 5 on AM 1680, The Answer. From AM 1680, The Answer, this is Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza, the behind-the-scenes story of the business shakers and movers in the Valley and beyond. And now, here's your host, Lance Cardoza.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to AM 1680, The Answer, Business Leaders Live, and in studio, I have a couple of our honorees. The Business Street's 40 Under 40 is going to be coming up this Thursday night, December 7th at Bitwise South Stadium in the John W. Dobson Theater. And we're excited every year. This is the 11th year of the Business Street's 40 Under 40. And I have two of the honorees in studio now. From Ameriprise Financial, Justin Vartanian. Justin, thank you for being on the program today. And then I also have Megan Souza, the Marketing Director at Pana Pacific. Megan, welcome to the show also. We'd like to talk to you both about one, being recognized in the 40 Under 40, but also talk about your business. A lot of times students listen to our program, business people that are always wanting to educate themselves and find out who are the movers and shakers in business here in the Central Valley. And a lot of people talk about you two and say these two are very powerful business people in Fresno and very involved with young boards, and also you're on the Community Foundation board. Is that right, Justin?
Correct. Yeah.
And so that's with who's the leader of the community?
Ashley Swearingen.
And I think I've heard of her before somewhere. I'm not sure, but yeah, former mayor. You serve on that board, and then also Megan, you're on a board with Fresno Young Leading Professionals. Yes. Which, tell me a little bit about that, Megan, and tell me about your sort of rise to fame. Because Megan Souza was sort of a quiet name out there, and then all of a sudden you're popping up all over the place. Tell me about yourself.
Sure. So I am on the board of directors with FLIP. And for those that don't know us, we're Fresno's Leading Young Professionals. So we're a grassroots organization, and our founding pillars are Lead, Serve, and Connect. So we really focus on attracting and retaining young professionals in the Fresno and surrounding communities through civic leadership, professional development, community involvement, and then basically social networking with other like-minded individuals here in our community. I actually was honored as Fresno's Leading Young Professional of the Year in 2016. So that kind of got me more and more involved with FLIP. And then I had the opportunity this last year to serve on the board, and will be on the board again next year as our social chair. And we do have a total of 4 open positions at the moment. So we are currently accepting applications for a secretary, treasurer, what are the other 2? IT, and who am I missing?
And another position.
One more position. I'll get back to you with what that one is.
It'll come to you throughout the show.
Yes.
So with FLIP, so you're looking for people, and a lot of people get the misconception, I have to be young, right away they think that. And it's leading young professionals, but at the same time, I notice Sheriff Margaret Mims. Mm-hmm. She loves to surround herself around young people because it makes her feel younger. I'm the same way. I was actually a FLIP honoree. I was a Connect Award recipient.
Oh, very
and
nice.
Sheriff Margaret Mims actually was the one that did the induction and did that. And I'll never forget. She said, us two old, sitting up here on stage, look at all these young people. And I'm noticing more and more you're getting a different type of group, too. A lot of supporting businesses also.
Absolutely. And something that we really tried to work on this year, starting back at our board retreat in January, is we kind of came up with a theme for the year, and it was flip the script. Something else that we've also been challenged by is the definition of a professional. We've tried to kind of break the mold that a professional doesn't mean you wear a suit and tie every day and go to work from 8 to 5. It can, but professional is really whatever you define it to be. So we've really taken the last year to make sure that we present ourselves as a more inclusive organization. And we've done that by expanding really the types of events and the types of channels that we reach out through to try to actually attract membership and even just make opportunities available for interested people to come out and see what we're about. So we've done a lot with the arts community over this year, and again, really tried to kind of expand that definition so people understand that it's not just kind of what you see in a stock photo image when you search the word professional.
Exactly. And Justin, your involvement too. And we're talking to the 40 under 40 honorees and their involvement outside. We haven't even talked about what you do. You're 8 to 5 in the evenings, and you're a professor, also a marketing director. So Megan, we'll get to that. Justin, you're dealing every day, Ameriprise Financial, with everybody's future, and you're building their future. So you're dealing with young business people, older business people, every walk of life out there, and also involved with the Community Foundation Board. Tell me a little bit about the Community Foundation Board and your involvement there. What attracted you to that? What made you want to serve and be a part of that?
Well, going back a little bit, I was really interested to get more of my generation involved in philanthropy, giving back to local community benefit organizations. And there are a lot of ways to do that. And so my goal is to actually be a pipeline to get people excited about it, to find the organization for their business or their family to support long term. So really our goal with Next Gen Philanthropy, which is kind of like the kid, and the Central Valley Community Foundation is like the parent, we are really trying to build this pipeline for people to find their passion and develop that and equip them along the way. The Central Valley Community Foundation being the parent sort of organization overseeing us, helping lead us, guide us. They caught on to what we were doing and wanted to ask me to join as a board of directors for their organization. And I did that. I started last January. So over the last couple of years, I've been serving there and about 4 or 5 different committees there, learning about it.
And I believe, isn't Matt Hyatt, I think, part of your board? Or
Matt Hyatt is a part of the Next Gen Philanthropy board. So yeah,
yes,
he's our
okay.
treasurer.
Perfect. I think that was the first time I heard about it and was talking. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
And so you're involved in the 2 honorees in studio. It's you wanted to get younger people involved.
Yeah.
There was an inspiration in both of your lives, I'm sure, that made you who you are today, and to want to give back specifically. Who was that, Justin, for you? So growing up, was there someone that you saw? It was probably many people?
I'd say my parents were the most generous people that I know, not through abundance, but just through effort and the way they see generosity. So they're the sort of people that are constantly giving and trying to find new ways to give versus maybe doing that home improvement that they would like or doing that extra trip that they would desire. They just have always been drawn to giving back to their church and to their nonprofits that they have a passion with. And so I just saw that growing up and believed that that was the way you manage your finances and you think about your community. So just caught that from them and have just carried that on for our family and trying to carry that on for other young families.
And so, Megan, same thing. Did you see that, or what was it for you that made you think that I want to be engaged?
Sure. So I'd have to agree, is definitely influenced from both of my parents. My dad sat on the board of directors for decades with Break the Barriers. And so I grew up kind of in that environment and went on later to work with Break the Barriers through one of their kind of not so much children organizations, but an organization that they help see rise called I Can Bike. And I did a project with them in college through a service learning class that I now actually instruct. So it's
Full
been
circle,
pretty,
yeah.
it's been definitely a passion of mine. And then my mom's been very involved with the SPCA. So kind of through them, I've branched out and done a lot of different things within the community. But I think I would have to definitely say it's been through their influence that I have seen kind of through their eyes, I guess, a perspective on the importance of giving back to the community that helps support you.
And a quick shout out. I know your father, and I've worked with him with the real estate forecast. One of my clients is the Economic Development Corporation serving Fresno County.
Okay.
And it was the Phil and Bobby show.
That's very correct.
You've probably
Yep.
been there
Yeah.
over the years. Now it's Nick and Matt.
Yes.
And but they were great guys that I loved working with, and they were always funny. And your dad, you knew the life of the party started when he walked through the door, him and Bobby.
Yes, absolutely. That was kind of I think they like to treat it as their own comedy stand-up show.
Yeah, so it was fun. And they never wanted to over-prepare. Just, This wing it. Let's go. Turn this mic on.
That's right.
You could tell that's your dad. So it's great. So the influence of, and that's why I like to also, too, with business people, and you see it all the time, young business minds, sometimes they don't have that influence at home, that giving back influence. And there's great organizations like the two that you're involved with that help people get connected and then to realize that there's something beyond growing just their business or their personal wealth or who they are as a person. A lot of times that personal development is when they're out helping someone else and encouraging someone else to do something for someone else and pay it forward. And I love to see young people involved with those organizations. And when we come back, we're going to be back with more Business Leaders Live. We're going to talk to Megan Souza about Pana Pacific and what you do on your day-to-day and also as a professor. Also, we'll be talking to you, Justin, about Ameriprise Financial and what got you there. We'll talk about where did you go to school and then what brought both of you to where you are today and being recognized this Thursday night in downtown Fresno for the Business Streets 40 Under 40. And how that came to happen, too. I'm sure that was a surprise to both of you, and it's a tremendous honor, and it's a lot of fun. So on Thursday night, you're able to get tickets. There's still some left, but you can go to 40.com, and you can come out and celebrate with these young professionals and more for the Business Streets 40 Under 40 class of 2017. And when we come back, we'll also be talking about how you'll be able to get involved and nominate someone that needs to be recognized. I always tell our honorees, it's not over. Once you've been honored, then you have to pay it forward, and you got to think about who's next. So on January 1st, we'll be getting the class of 2018 prepared. We'll be back right here on AM 1680, The Answer with Business Leaders Live.
Tune in this Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. to Frontline Radio with Ben Berquam, your unashamed, unafraid political evangelist, exposing the left and mobilizing the right to stand in the Central Valley, across the state of California, and around the country. Christ, family, country. It's live, it's local, it's Frontline Radio with Ben Berquam on AM 1680, The Answer. Brought to you in part by Joe Sears, standing up for what's right in America.
At Amazon, we've got everything you need for the perfect holiday get-together. From wining to dining to reclining together afterwards. And get free shipping on over 100 million items with eligible orders over $25, only at Amazon, for all your entertaining and gifting needs. So whether it's a small family gathering or a whole house full, if you're hosting good times this holiday, visit Amazon.
Credit products are made by WebBank. Amazon is not a sponsor of this promotion. Other restrictions apply. See website for details.
I was making great progress on building my savings, but then I got hit with an unexpected car repair bill.
Keeping a close eye on my credit score allowed me to buy my first house, but an unexpected medical emergency set me back.
When the unexpected happened, Avant was there to help. If you need to borrow $2,000 to $35,000, try Avant. It's fast, simple, and transparent.
Everything is done online. There are no prepayment fees, and no collateral is required. And you can instantly check your rate with no impact to your credit score.
Over 500,000 customers have experienced the convenience of a loan through Avant. No wonder Avant has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. And now, Avant will give you a $50 Amazon.com gift card after your first payment is made on time. To check your rates and to get this special radio offer, go to Avant.com today and enter promo code 8000 when applying. That's AVANT.com, promo code 8000. Go to Avant.com today and enter promo code 8000.
If you've fallen behind on your taxes, you know that the IRS is already coming for their money, and they'll get it too by garnishing your wages or maybe even taking your home or business. They call it enforced compliance, and you'd better watch out because the penalties and interest compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever ever get out of debt. You need to call the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Solving tax issues is all they do. One call to Optima starts the process to stop the demand letters and stop aggressive collection actions. They get to work immediately, fighting to protect your assets and helping you put your tax problems behind you. The IRS writes off millions every year, and Optima knows all the ins and outs of the IRS's tax assistance programs that could save you thousands. So what are you waiting for? Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you've fallen behind on your taxes, you know that the IRS is already coming for their money, and they'll get it too by garnishing your wages or maybe even taking your home or business. They call it enforced compliance, and you'd better watch out because the penalties and interest compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. You need to call the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Solving tax issues is all they do. One call to Optima starts the process to stop the demand letters and stop aggressive collection actions. They get to work immediately, fighting to protect your assets and helping you put your tax problems behind you. The IRS writes off millions every year, and Optima knows all the ins and outs of the IRS's tax assistance programs that could save you thousands. So what are you waiting for? Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Giving you the inside story of business leaders in the Valley and beyond. This is Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza.
Welcome back, everybody, to Business Leaders Live in studio. I have two of our Business Streets 40 Under 40 honorees, Justin Vartanian, and also I have Megan Souza in studio. And Megan, let's talk a little bit about where did Megan Souza start. So you're from the Central Valley. I do know that.
Yes.
And so you go to school, you become the marketing director of Pana Pacific. You're also a professor out at Fresno State, but that didn't happen overnight.
Yes. No, it did not. So I'm born and raised in Fresno, so kind of haven't gone too far, but, a lot of people might complain about that. I'm perfectly fine with it. I do like it here, and my family's close, and I have a number of great jobs and know a number of great people here in the community. So I say that all with passion, truly. But I did go to Fresno State directly after graduating from high school, and then earned my bachelor's degree in business with an option in marketing, and graduated in the spring and went back in the fall to pursue my master's degree. So I got my MBA over the next 2 years there.
What made you want to focus on marketing? Was there something specific?
Yeah. One of the nice things about the Craig School of Business is that you are required to take a number of different types of business courses before you actually declare your option. So they kind of give you a little taste of different areas or disciplines so that you're not necessarily locking yourself into something too soon. And while a lot of people know exactly the direction they want to go, I changed my major 3 times when I was at Fresno State before I landed on business and then ultimately marketing as a specialty. So it was a perfect thing for someone like me who went from mathematics to psychology to business. So for me, it was a good experience. And it was through taking my initial fundamentals of marketing class, which is another course that I teach now. And it actually had a service learning component, which it still does today. That I really decided that's what I want to do. And I went on to take a series of other marketing courses, of course, to obtain my degree. And, some subjects were more engaging for me than others. But I realized there was so much that you could do with it. And I've learned over time, just having students in some of my courses that are wanting to be entrepreneurs or want to go into real estate and own their own firm. There's all different types of specialties that still have marketing play such a big role. Mm-hmm. So I knew that ultimately, regardless of what I decided I wanted to do or what dreams I wanted to pursue, I thought that would be the best, educational path for me. Mm-hmm. And, I have stuck with it in terms of my career. And it's enabled me to do quite a few things and excel in quite a few areas through different passions in life, personal and professional.
And I think professionals, too. You look at it, I think Michael Gerber wrote the book, The E-Myth. And Michael Gerber told me he did a book on physicians and marketing. He was like, they go to school for many years, but when they get out as a medical professional, they don't know how to market their own practice and their business. And he was assisting a lot of physicians in doing, because they're sometimes that's a missing component in business. And I know Craig School of Business is really good at that. And like you said, you sort of went to the other end of the spectrum and learned everything else you need to be successful, and then got the marketing component. So
absolutely
a big piece. So then you go to Pana Pacific.
Yes. Yeah. So
I'm sure you go other places before that, but
actually, no.
No, you go right out there.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to apply for an open position there, and I was called actually the day before walking for graduation with my bachelor's degree, and they asked for me to come down and interview. So it was actually the week after I graduated with my bachelor's.
Wow.
So I've been there since. It's been my first job since college. My roles and responsibilities have certainly developed and changed over time, but it's a wonderful organization, and I really enjoy what I do and who I work with.
So Pana Pacific, someone that has no idea what they do, and they know going out 180, you make that bend and you see the big building on your right.
Yes, hard to miss.
Hard to miss. So tell us a little bit about what does Pana Pacific do, and as a marketing director, what's your position there?
Sure. So Pana Pacific is a value-added integrator. We work primarily with electronics for the heavy-duty commercial vehicle industry. So we are a tier 1 supplier of parts. Some are manufactured in-house, while several others are brought in from a series of vendors, and then they are manipulated or adjusted in some way. So we're not just box movers. We really are kind of, as our president of our company likes to say, we take chocolate and vanilla and turn it into 31 flavors before it ever leaves our warehouse. And so we are supplying, again, as a tier 1 to the heavy-duty truck OEMs. So everything from, 18-wheelers to medium-duty trucks, all the way to, yellow iron ag equipment. Additionally, we support the entire network of aftermarket dealerships. So there's about 2,800 throughout the U.S. and Canada. So a couple different verticals that we're involved in, but we primarily work with electronics in all of those vehicle applications.
And the headquarters is right here in Fresno?
That is correct, yes.
That's the headquarters. And do they have other sites elsewhere?
No, we do not. So we actually are based here fully in California. In Fresno, California. We used to have offices up in Campbell, California. And then we actually closed out that center just last year. So we're just primarily here in Fresno, although we do have field sales all throughout U.S. and Canada.
Yes, in Canada. And what do you enjoy, the most important part of your day? What is your, when you say, I did it?
Sure. So kind of the beauty is marketing in our world kind of gets to wear a lot of hats, and I think that's important for someone like me. I like to kind of have an ever-changing job and to constantly be challenged by new things. So I get to do a lot of project development, working on, bringing on new suppliers or working with new strategic accounts and kind of trying to develop a business growth strategy with that customer. We are business-to-business sales outside of some of the services that we provide directly to actual fleets and drivers. So because we're doing channel sales, usually, even though we have one customer, we're helping that customer sell to their customer. So the growth strategy between us and the customers that we're facing is something that I really enjoy working on developing. And I do enjoy, we actually do the majority of all of our marketing in-house. So we do a lot of our own graphic design, development of marketing collateral and literature displays. So that's kind of where I get to let my creative juices flow, and it's something that I do enjoy.
Which I think the airport, I've seen some of your marketing over the years, and
Sure.
I've seen it all over the country, you see it at different places. What is the biggest challenge, especially trucking industry and so forth, as you see that challenge, that curve in your business? What is the biggest challenge that you're focused on right now? There's probably many, as all businesses have.
Of course. I would say, it's interesting to see how technology is displacing certain, older processes and programs, and kind of looking at how we overcome some of the hesitation and obstacles that, drivers and fleets have. The trucking industry has been around for several years. And based on, America's infrastructure, it's not going anywhere. So really looking at how we can overcome the obstacle, the psychology aspect of bringing technology into the cab and making sure that drivers and fleets understand that it's there to work for them, not against them, and trying to kind of create efficiencies for these businesses. For some, the trucking world is kind of a necessary evil. A fleet may not be an actual logistics company, but rather it's someone like Walmart where they're moving their own freight, but that's not their core business. So they need to have a lot of the technologies that we sell working towards them to make that part of their business runs more smoothly, because their core competencies are not necessarily in logistics, but are in, their retail world.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the biggest challenge that we face is how we bring technology into the cab of a vehicle and make sure that, drivers and fleets are aware of it working to their benefit and not against them.
Wow, yeah, it's incredible. We hear about these businesses in Fresno all the time, and it's just amazing some of the stuff that comes right here from our valley. When we come back, Justin Vartanian will talk about your business and your career. We'll be right back. We have the 40 Under 40 in studio for Business Leaders Live.
By popular demand.
The long and the short of it is this.
Because you've asked for it.
Bob Corker is just doing the bidding of the resistance.
The Laura Ingraham Show is back on AM 1680, The Answer.
Clintons and the Obamas. The resistance resides among the Bushes.
Listen to America's #1 female conservative talk show host, Laura Ingraham. Weekdays, noon to 3.
AM 1680, The Answer.
Hello, television viewers in the San Joaquin Valley. Remember the good old days of live TV when anything could happen? Remember the best music of yesteryear like Count Basie, Tommy Dorsey, and Harry James? Remember those old-time TV programs like The Jack Benny Show, Burns and Allen, and The Bob Cummings Show? Mix it all up with live in-studio guests and taking phone calls from viewers just like you. What do you have? You have a show like no other in the country each week on KGMC Channel 43.5, Antenna TV, and Comcast Cable Channel 378. Tune your television sets at 7 p.m. every Saturday night for 6 hours of entertainment on the Flying Home with Ronnie Paul show. It's Flying Home with Ronnie Paul each Saturday night from 7 p.m. till 1 a.m. on KGMC Channel 43.5 and Comcast Cable 378.
Hi, this is Jonathan Keller from California Family Council. Please join me every Monday at 9 a.m. for Life, Family, Liberty, a new radio show here on AM 1680 The Answer. We'll bring you the latest news from Sacramento and Washington, D.C., and help you start your week ready to discuss important topics from an informed perspective. You can find out more at californiafamily.org or on Facebook and Twitter, but make sure you tune in at 9 a.m. every Monday after Jim Franklin. I'm Jonathan Keller, and I'll talk to you soon on Life, Family, Liberty.
Listen to Heartline, a show about women served at Evangel Home, 11 a.m. Saturday and 11:30 a.m. Sunday each week on KGED. You'll hear a heartwarming story about challenges and success at Evangel Home. Please invest in Evangel Home, a local resource doing local good works since 1955. Christ leads, people care, and lives change at Evangel Home, with the prayers and support of the citizens of the greater Fresno area.
At Amazon, we've got millions of toys and games to choose from this holiday. For kids of all ages, from the classics to new ideas to the must-have hits. So, whether you're buying for creative kids, competitive kids, or, well, grown-up kids, visit Amazon for all the toys and games you need and give a little love this holiday. And get free shipping on over 100 million items with eligible orders over $25, only at Amazon.
Give a little bit of my love to you.
Driving is unpredictable. Just take it from Carrie.
Please don't do this to me.
Oh, or Peter.
Go around me, please. Yeah, happy holidays to you too.
Or this family trying to get to Grandma's in time for dinner.
Whoa, what was that?
Oh.
This is Hum. How can I help you?
Oh, hi. We have a flat. Any chance you could send someone out to help?
We have your location and we'll send help your way.
With all the uncertainties on the road, it's nice to know there's Hum by Verizon. Hum is the connected car system that assists and empowers drivers, so you can stay on top of your car's health and get help when trouble arises. It's a smart way to stay informed about your car and keep your family safer on the road. This holiday season, get Hum and get where you're going. Visit hum.com or your local Verizon store for special holiday savings.
You are listening to Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza, the behind-the-scenes story of the business shakers and movers in the Valley and beyond. Once again, here's Lance Cardoza.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. for Business Leaders Live. enjoy doing this program and bringing you some of the best throughout the Central Valley and abroad with business leaders. And this week special because we're coming up Thursday night in downtown Fresno celebrating the Business Streets 40 Under 40. And you can go to 40.com and look at the past classes. Over a decade now of leaders here in the Valley. And in studio, I have Megan Souza. Before the break, we were talking about her career in Pan-Pacific. We didn't even get into Fresno State and teaching as a professor, and we'll talk to you a little bit more, Megan. But also in studio, I have Justin Vartanian with Ameriprise Financial. And Justin, you were educated right here in the Valley, and you stayed right here in the Valley, and you went to Fresno State as well.
Yeah, in high school, I did everything I could to get the good grades and pass the test to, I guess, get out of here. And once I did everything, I realized, you know what, I'm not really sure what I want to do. So I applied for the City Honors Program at Fresno City.
Yeah.
And saw a lot of people get transferred into the UC system and get to learn which degree they wanted. And so finished there, did everything I was supposed to do to get out of here again, and decided, you know what, Fresno State has a great business school, and that's what I want to do.
So you started Fresno City, and then you went on. And so Dr. Goldsmith, I wanted to make sure we say it one more time. He started at Fresno City, and then he went to Fresno State. Dr. Goldsmith, she'd love that. She was on the show as well. So you get there and you see the business program at Fresno State.
Yeah.
And so then you head to Fresno State, and along the way, too, we were talking during the break, sports played a big role in your development as well, right?
Yeah, I grew up playing every sport that my parents would get me involved in. Just always loved being active, kept me in good shape. And essentially, I was a starting inside linebacker, strongest kid in school as a junior in high school, and got diagnosed with cancer and took me out of my career. Totally reconstructed leg. But in doing that, I still had a lot of passion to help Bullard have their first Valley championship. So coached players that I played with now as a coach versus their captain. And we weren't able to get the championship when I was in high school. And so following high school, I went to Tenaya Middle School, fell in love with a group of seventh graders who believed in me and believed in the other coaches. And I followed those seventh graders all the way up to senior year, and we got the first Valley title, 13-0, Bullard champs.
So Justin Vartanian, one of the honorees of the 40 Under 40. So you start off, you're going to school here, you're playing sports, you just snuck it in there, you get cancer. And so that, I'm sure that lights a fire in your belly too, to say, I beat that, you know. And how are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I think just ultimately I was a very physical, active young man. And when you have your whole left leg reconstructed, you have to start using your brain more than your bronze.
Yeah.
And so it caused me to want to go into business that a lot of other family members had done. And so that's why as I was coaching and pouring into these kids, I was going to school and trying to learn the books and the ropes. And I do have an entrepreneurship sort of spirit. And I find that business is really neat in shaping that and crafting that. And that's where it started.
So after Fresno State and then Ameriprise, I'm sure you've did different things throughout your career. So Ameriprise Financial leads you to that, then helping people with their wealth and their finances. And so tell me a little bit about that. What was that road to from Fresno State to there?
Yeah, essentially the reason I picked business finance is I thought it was one of the harder disciplines. And I also knew the least about finances, but all of my degree was built on corporate finances, so a corporation's bottom line. And I found that I was really passionate about a family's bottom line, and I didn't really have a lot of those classes. So I got internships at a local real estate office that also did loans. So seeing people qualify for these major purchases that could really change their financial life, both good or bad, was big. Then I got an internship in an insurance firm looking at how this office protected families with different lines of insurance. And then as I graduated, I really found that I wanted to put it all together with investments and advice. And that's where Ameriprise Financial came in, being the leader in financial planning, having the most certified financial planners.
Your nomination, when the nominations come in each year, they start at the beginning of the year in January, and you don't have to be an alumni member. You could be anybody from the community to write a 250-word description on why this person person should be recognized. And then an alumni committee comes together in July and August. And both of you had incredible write-ups. But Justin, you had some people, more than one, that said, this guy's incredible. This guy is a future leader and someone that either you made a big impact on their life or their family, like you said, and really helped them out. But you had some people that really came forward for you and said that this guy's, it's almost like a sleeping giant, type deal. And I start to look into it, and you peel that layer, the onion layers back, and you go, wow, there's a diamond in the rough. So we're excited to have you in the 40 under 40 and Megan also. So you, what is the biggest thing in your day to day, and you're helping people all the time. What is the biggest thing, the biggest reward to you personally when you do something for somebody with Ameriprise Financial?
Yeah, I got chills as I was sitting here. First, it's humbling to even be honored, but the biggest reward is watching people achieve their goals, because financial planning is all about their goals and the order in which they want to achieve and the way they want to achieve them. And so when somebody says, Justin, Ameriprise, I want you to help me buy my first home, and I want to make sure that after I buy my first home, I'm still able to pay my bills and live my life and travel. So when somebody gets those keys, we're almost just as excited as their real estate agent or broker or loan officer to see that goal come to fruition. The same thing could be said about maybe their parents or grandparents that are in a home that's 4, 5, 6 bedrooms. It's 3,500 square feet. It's a huge lot, and it's just mom and dad or grandma and grandpa, and watching them consolidate this big anchor in their financial life into a travel fund now for the rest of their life because they've downsized, or spoiling grandkids before they've long passed and not see that. So when those sort of things happen, it makes us really excited and kind of fist pump, and we need to get a bell at the office that we ring. Been trying to get that done, but it's really exciting. You
like bring the playing field to the
touchdown or some fight song or something that says we did our job. And it's really fun, and then you just go about doing that again later on in the day in another meeting or another call.
Awesome. Justin Vartanian, one of the 40 under 40, and also Megan Souza. Don't go away. We have more to come. We're going to talk to both of you about some fun stuff. So we'll be right back with Business Leaders Live right here on AM 1680, The Answer.
An open line of communication between parents and teachers is vital to student success. This is Eric Hines, president of the California Teachers Association. Every child is unique, and each one learns differently. Share details about your students' needs with their education team, and keep them informed about pertinent life events. When parents and teachers communicate, students in California succeed.
A message from the California Teachers Association.
Every day, Poverello House serves 1,600 meals to homeless men and women and families in Fresno County. That's equivalent to one meal for each person at a sold-out Save Mart Center concert. And we've been doing it all with the warehouse and operations center that has seen much better days. Hello, this is Cruz Avila, Executive Director for the Poverello House. Help us raise the roof and fund the construction of a new fully insulated warehouse at Poverello. Together, let's build something that will have a profound impact on our community. Donate today by visiting www.poverellohouse.org or call us at 498-6988.
I found myself in the darkest point of my life. I spent 4.5 years in the military. I deployed to Iraq 3 times. I came home. I didn't necessarily know how to handle myself and the issues that I had going on inside of me. So I turned to drugs, which was about the dumbest thing that I could have ever done.
At the Fresno Rescue Mission, people, like William, learn that past mistakes don't have to define them. The mission provides emergency services, life-changing recovery programs, life skills courses, and job training. They invest in people to bring out the best in people.
I ended up coming to the Fresno Rescue Mission for that help and that change. They give above and beyond what they're called to do.
This holiday season, you can share in this gift of life for just $1.76, the cost of a meal. You can help someone in need find hope and the future. Donate today by calling 268-0839 or go online to fresnorm.org.
I'll be attending college, and I'll start towards my bachelor in Christian ministry, and I'm really excited about that.
How do you feel about potentially leaving thousands of hard-earned retirement dollars on the table? Well, chances are it may make you sweat a little. If you fail to maximize your Social Security benefits during retirement, you could be doing just that. Financial Engines can help you get the most out of your Social Security benefits, and we're hosting a live event to show you how. This event, Maximizing Your Retirement and Social Security Benefits, will be held December 7th in Fresno. You can register by visiting financialengines.com and clicking on the live events link at the top of the homepage. Whether you're planning for retirement or already retired, you'll learn how to optimize Social Security with your other retirement benefits to help increase the odds that your retirement savings will last a lifetime. Join us on December 7th in Fresno for our exclusive live event, Maximizing Your Retirement and Social Security Benefits. The event is complimentary, but space is limited, so call 559-434-9800 to reserve your seat now. Or visit financialengines.com, click the live events link there at the top of the homepage.
This is Adam Wolf with the Upper V Show, the Valley's only word for soccer radio. Come check out Fernando Zepeda and myself from 1 to 3 p.m. live on Saturdays, promoting the Valley's soccer talent with interviews from our area's top players from high school to professionals, including the coaches. Come be a part of the show with live calls from the listeners and the fans of the game at 559-442-1680. Like us on Facebook, The Upper V. Follow us on Twitter at The Upper V Show to find out where we will be broadcasting from live.
Right to Life of Central California is a regional pro-life education and outreach organization serving Fresno and Madera counties. Our mission is to engage our community through pro-life educational presentations at schools and churches, equip advocates to defend the sanctity of all human life, and embrace individuals facing an unplanned pregnancy and those hurt by abortion. For more educational resources and information about speaking engagements, please visit us at righttolifeca.org, look us up on Facebook, or call us at 559-229-2229.
The inside story of business leaders in the Valley and beyond. This is Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Business Leaders. And if you want to catch any of the past episodes of Business Leaders, you go to Lance Cardoza, CARDOZA.com. That's LanceCardoza.com. In studio, we're getting ready for Thursday night's Business Streets 40 Under 40 Class of 2017. Before the break, we were talking to one of the honorees, Justin Vartanian, and also early in the show, Megan Souza. And Justin, we were talking about both of you have similar passions, and it's giving back to your community, engaging, getting involved. You had parents, both of you, influence, and sort of funny. So we didn't even think about it when we teamed you guys in the studio that you have similar stories. Fresno State graduates, and so you want to give back to your community, get involved with NextGen Philanthropy, with the Community Foundation, and tell what we were talking about before the commercial break, what you're trying to do to get people engaged and get involved. And it's very similar to what Flip is doing with Megan as well. And tell us about that.
Yeah, so being a financial planner, a lot of my day job is about accumulating wealth for people and then helping distribute wealth to their families to take care of themselves. And I just found that I was most excited in meetings that it was about, but we also want to be generous with our community, and we want you to help us with that. Or we also want to leave this legacy to our church or to this nonprofit. And so I found that I got just as excited about helping people give back that I did for them to accumulate. And then so being young, our generation isn't really asked all the time to be on boards, because when you're usually a board is very established, mature, experienced. Some of them have been on for many years. And normally when you refer somebody onto the board, you refer a friend or a colleague of your same age and experience. And that's what's kept the boards a little bit older, a little bit wiser. And so my goal was to get my generation learning about how to serve on a board, what's going on in the community, to have that spark and that passion. And that's why I founded NextGen. And for us, the Central Valley Community Foundation was the best partner, because they're helping the community at large manage and steward donor dollars for community benefit organizations. And they wanted to have a presence with our generation. So I said, well, I have all the people, but I don't know how to organize them or lead them, and I don't want to create another nonprofit. And they said, great, we'll do all that, and you bring the people. So we started off our first year with 16 members, and we've grown to 40. And we give our time, our talent, and our treasure through the group.
So the group and getting people involved. And similar story also too, Megan Souza with Flip, Fresno Leading Young Professionals, and getting them connected. Same thing.
Yeah, very similar. So our organization, again, does have a whole dedicated pillar to community outreach and community support through civic leadership, and that's our SERVE concept. And so we do quarterly serve events. And one of the goals is not only to reach out and bond with different organizations within our community and look at the different causes that are here in Fresno, but it's also to give our members and our interested members an opportunity to connect with some of those causes, some that they may not have even known existed prior to, a new move to Fresno, or maybe they grew up here their whole life and they've never been exposed to this group of constituents. So it's kind of an eye-opening opportunity to allow people to experience, on a one-time basis, if this is something that they'd like to become more involved in. So we do throughout the year work with different organizations. Just this last year, we worked with the EPU, we worked with Habitat for Humanity, the Community Food Bank, and each one of those causes has, its own mission. Mm-hmm. And it allowed members to kind of choose what they want to get involved in and see if that's something that they'd like to form a long-term relationship with and continue to volunteer with or, donate to. And I think it's a great way for people in Fresno to kind of try something out and find their passion, something that Justin was mentioning as well. So I think we definitely have that in common.
And a lot of times, too, you think you, as a young person, you don't get invited to be on the board because it's the wise old owl. It's they lean on their friends and their close network, and you do want that experience. And some of those main high-level boards and corporate boards that lend a lot of experience in a certain area. But in this aspect, it's a lot of times getting people to just get involved, to let them know that you do maybe have a passion for something and find that passion, like Habitat Humanity, and getting out there. You would never know if Flip didn't bring you to it to go experience it for the first time. Certainly. And so I can see where that does play a big role in getting young business people to, we all worry about getting to that level. So you hustle, but sometimes you think, slow down and get connected to something. And I think that's in my success and what I've done. All of it's connecting, is we're connecting constantly, and being able to do that. But not everybody has that opportunity to just go out and do that. So Flip and also Next Gen does that for these organizations. How do they get involved? Megan, with Flip, how does someone become a member, get involved? You have some board positions open?
Yes. Yep. We do have a total of 4 board positions open. And actually the 4th one is our community outreach chair. So as well as IT chair, treasurer, and secretary. And just to basically become involved, our membership is a pretty low fee. It's $35 annually. So we are a 501c3. The purpose of membership fees is just to kind of cover the cost of activities that we put on throughout the year. But we encourage people, if they're not really sure what membership entails, if they'd like to come out and meet our board members or hear from other members face-to-face, come to a mixer. They're open, all ages, all fields, all professionals. But you can also visit our website, which is flipinfo.com, FLYP.info.com. And you can also email us at board@flipinfo.com, and any of our board members will be happy to engage with you and kind of share a little more information on our program.
And encourage somebody. You want to get involved, or you know someone young and they're looking for their place in this business world, start off with Flip, start off with Next Gen, and get involved. The Next Gen, how do they get involved?
They could contact the Central Valley Community Foundation or email a request to get involved in next year's class. We have more of a class where we have a July retreat and a June grants reception, and so we start taking applications from March to May, and our members are expected to give a $1,000 donation as an individual, or as a couple, $1,500. They're expected to attend 70% of our lunch meetings to consider having their voting right, and then they're required to participate in a grant committee to interview those executive directors and development chairs.
And the grant committee is where you award a grant to your community.
So the first half of the year we interview organizations, and the second half of the year we invite the ones that align with our goals, and we grant the money. If
you are knowing someone that needs to be involved in business, make sure you talk to them about these 2 organizations. When we come back, we're going to find out something about Justin and Megan that someone doesn't know about you. Maybe it's something, sport, a hobby. You got time to think during the commercial break. We'll be right back with Business Leaders Live.
Hey friend, Pat Boone here. For years, I've been warning fellow Americans about the war on cash, such as we saw last year in India,
where the government outlawed the use of cash overnight, creating public chaos and hardship. And now, some of our own leaders want to outlaw our $100 and $50 bills right here in the USA. Well, to sort this out, I sat down with a top authority and recorded an interview. It's available now on a free CD or MP3 by calling Swiss America at 800-289-2646, 800-289-2646. I discovered why this war on cash will not end until every dollar that we earn, save, and spend can be tracked by the federal government. I want you to get your free War on Cash CD now and discover which assets still offer privacy and growth potential. Get your free War on Cash CD now, will you? 800-289-2646, 800-289-2646.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage, $75 per month level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Termbusters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-800-569-5440. That's 1-800-569-5440. You're probably paying more than you should. Call Termbusters, 1-800-569-5440, or visit our website at termbusters.net. Remember, 1-800-569-5440. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
You are listening to Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza, the behind-the-scenes story of the business shakers and movers in the Valley and beyond. Once again, here's Lance Cardoza.
Hello, everybody. It's been a great show so far. We got Justin and Megan in the studio. They're the class of 2017 40 Under 40. And before the commercial break, we were talking about something that each of you, that someone doesn't know about you. And Justin, what would it be with you that someone doesn't know about Justin Vartanian?
The masses wouldn't know that my wife and I have an Airbnb out of our house, a bed and breakfast out of our house.
I'll be there Saturday.
Yeah, it may be full. There's a lot of demand for people coming through our valley, either to Yosemite or to the Sequoias, and people are always surprised that we have people staying with us, but my love and goal to have rental properties and my wife's hospitality just came together. And
Perfect.
It's been a fun thing.
And you can sign them up right there. Ameriprise Financial gives you your card.
Yeah.
As they're traveling the world. I love it. Smart.
Hasn't been an angle yet, but
we need to get a marketing person over here. She'll help you out. We got to design that. Megan, what's yours that someone doesn't know about you, possibly?
Oh, gosh. I'm such an open book. So even this, people probably do know to some degree. But if you couldn't tell, I'm a big champion of Fresno, so it makes perfect sense that I was a cheerleader during my time at Fresno State in college.
Oh, Fresno State cheerleader.
I had the opportunity to be there during our centennial year, which was fun and full of a lot of celebration, and got to cheer alongside a lot of now professional athletes that we all like to follow. So it's a great experience.
Very cool. Very cool. So you were there during the time of?
Mr. Derek Carr.
Paul
George,
what I was thinking. Paul George. Wow.
Yeah. Ryan Matthews. Good number of them. We had a great athletic spurt those years.
Good. That'll leave you with memories for a lifetime.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. So we're going to have to find out more and more about this Airbnb. So that's pretty cool. Hey, thank you both of you for being on the program, and I look forward to being there Thursday night with the 40 Under 40 with you down at Bitwise South Stadium in the beautiful John W. Dodson Theater. If you haven't been there, it's an incredible place. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We got Love and Garlic's going to be out there. Nancy with her beautiful heavy hors d'oeuvres and a no-host bar there. And everybody will come into theater, and then you'll all be recognized every year as we've been doing it for over a decade with Business Street's 40 Under 40. Thank you for being on the program. Next week on Business Leaders Live, we have Kristen Short with Terry's House with the Fresno Community Hospital. She'll be talking about time for giving. We'll be back next week.
A little smarter.
What you've been talking about rings rife through this area.
And a lot more informed.
As a black man in America, I'm a survivor.
It's Jim Franklin Live.
Just wanted to say I like your show, dude.
Weekday mornings at 8 on AM 1680, The Answer. Get it out your mouth. Get it off your chest.
Russian allegations. Being politically correct.
Jim Franklin Live.
Scandal.